See, Mr. Trudeau must realize कि ये होना ही था. अगर आप whatever information India gives against terrorists, murderers, gangsters, drug cartel, you do not act. Indian agencies cannot act. Indian police, Indian army, Indian intelligence agencies, we cannot operate in that country. So when you do not, in spite of those years, NIA has prepared a long list. Punjab police has given a long list. If you do not act, this is what is going to happen. And ultimately, this inter-gang rivalry, whatever it is, when people are given shelter, like what is happening in Pakistan and Canada going Pakistan way, this is bound to happen. And one day, I will not be surprised if they do not act, it will be too late. And I will not be surprised that you will have to carve out a territory for such elements. And I am surprised that Canadian agencies have information, credible information about Indian agencies' involvement, but they don't have information about all murderers, all drug cartel dealing people, all smugglers, all gangsters, which India has given those years about and not acting deliberately. So this is what is going to happen, and it is going to destroy Canada. That is my apprehension.
Oh yes, absolutely, Dr. S.P. Vaid. In fact, so many who are of the same opinion that this is certainly going to boomerang on Canada. But I also want to understand, sir, your view, as you have been very closely involved and understand the nature of such operations, because this is also the Indian government very clear in its resolve when it comes to, acting against any sort of terrorists or such violence that is underway. In fact, very politely, when India had approached Canada, even in the past, for not backing such Khalistani elements. But the turn that has now happened, and especially how Justin Trudeau is just bent upon affecting diplomatic ties with India, is not going to deter India's resolve in any which way. Even of the face-off that we witnessed in the last 3 days, where India has been replying in equal force. So in that sense, how do you see, the developments panning out in the future when it comes to acting against such crimes?
See, Mr. Trudeau has jeopardized the relationship with India for his petty personal political gains and ultimately damaging the relationship between India and Canada. Both people of India and Canada wanted a very warm relationship with each other. So many Indians go to Canada to settle down, look for jobs, for higher studies, and Canadians have equally the same warmth here in India. But unfortunately, Mr. Trudeau's mean way of acting has ultimately resulted in all this violence. And I recall a statement of former Foreign Secretary of USA, Mrs. Clinton, that if you breed snakes in your backyard, don't expect them that they will not bite you and bite only the neighbor. That is happening when these Khalistani terrorists, these elements about which India had given information, they were damaging Indian embassy's property, threatening Indian embassy there, which Canada is duty-bound under UN Charter to protect. This is what is going to happen. It is going to damage even their own citizens. And that is what is happening. I'm not surprised about it.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Dr. S.P. Vaid, I want to thank you, sir, for speaking to us this morning as we are tracking every development very, very closely. This is the latest we are learning of the killing of this gangster in Canada, and, of course, the Punjab police continuing its operations when it comes to nabbing the close aides of Goldie Brar.